So today I'm going to be doing a foundation routine. This foundation routine is for my winter, it's like my winter everyday foundation routine. The majority of products I'm going to be using are from the drugstore, and apart from my powder is from Benefit. You guys know I love that powder. If you guys have any alternative powders that you guys prefer to use, go ahead and use that, but I love my Benefit powder and I'm gonna stay loyal to it. So yeah, this is gonna be like a medium coverage, medium to full perhaps. It's buildable, and this is what I do every single day when I have to wear makeup. The first product I'm going to go in with is the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation, and I like this foundation especially during winter just because it has 24 moisture hydration. And you're going to think, yes, I have oily skin, but even with oily skin, my skin is slightly more dry in comparison to when it's summer. So I really like this foundation for that. This foundation has a pump. Mine is in the colour 503 Mocha. So there's 503 Mocha and there's 504 Deep Mocha. So there is a shade darker than this if you are darker than me. This foundation is like a light to medium coverage. It's not cakey, it never looks cakey, and my skin doesn't actually get too oily with this foundation during this time of the year. I haven't tested it out over winter yet, over summer I mean, because I haven't had this foundation long enough, but with it being hydrating, I can assume that it won't be so good at controlling my oils over the summer months. So the brush that I'm going to be using is the Real Techniques Buffer Brush. I love this brush. It is so soft and really buffs it in. I have some other brushes, like some kabuki brushes from eBay, and this one is definitely the best. And I kind of swirl and tap. So you want to swirl it if you want more of a medium coverage, and the more coverage you want to kind of dab. And I do like a medium coverage with my foundation. This foundation also retails for £7.99, so you're not going to be breaking the bank when buying this, which I really, really like. I've been really getting into drugstore foundations recently over high-end. I haven't bought a high-end foundation. I'm not sure even if I've bought one this year, but I bought a lot of drugstore foundations. This is what my foundation looks like after one pump. I'm going to go in with another half of a pump, just to use on like my forehead and like my cheeks, because I have a few more scars on there. That's another thing that I really like about this foundation, that it's quite buildable as well, and it doesn't give you like a cake face look, but it's still very buildable. And this time I'm really going to focus on dabbing, just to build up that coverage. So this is what the foundation actually looks like. As you can see, this foundation gives a light to medium coverage. It's got a little bit more of a luminous look to it, which I like, because it makes your skin look a bit more healthy and youthful, especially when it's super cold outside. I don't know what it's like where you live, but here, oh my god, it is so cold. I'm even cold in my bedroom filming. It's so cold, it's horrible. But yeah, as you can see, it's like it's semi-matte, that's it. Semi-matte to more of a satin finish. Definitely not overly dewy and definitely not full-on matte. The next product I'm going to be going in with is the Revlon COLORSTAY Concealer, and you guys know I have been raving about this because I absolutely love it. So with this, I use this around underneath my eyes to highlight on my actual eyelids, because I find it really odd when people have really light under eyes and then a dark here. I just feel like that whole area needs to be one colour for it to look more natural. I don't know if you guys get what I mean, but yeah. So I kind of just use this concealer to highlight. Then I dab the remaining amount on my eyelids. Then I'm going to be going in with this kabuki brush. This is a pointed kabuki brush and I got mine from AliExpress, but you can also get it from eBay. I'm actually going to repurchase these because I've had it for about 2 years now and it's, you know, the hairs are starting to fall out and stuff, and I need a new one. With these kind of cheap brushes from eBay, they don't last a long time, so yeah, you need to kind of repurchase them. I don't mind because I absolutely love this brush. So I'm just going to be using this brush, and under here I like to dab and not swipe, just dab away. And can you see it's very, very brightening. I love this concealer, and it does have a very good lasting power as well. I love the doe foot applicator of the concealer because it makes it so easy, which is ideal, especially in the morning when you don't really have a lot of time. You don't want to be pumping out concealers, putting it on your hand, using a brush. With this, you literally just swipe, swipe, and blend away. And I just dab. So this is what I look like with concealer and foundation. I probably look very scary right now. I look like an egg, but yeah, as you can see, this concealer is quite good coverage. It's quite brightening as well. I really, really like this concealer. The next product which I'm going to be going in with, which is actually quite new to my foundation routine. I never used to do this, but now I do. I'm using the W7 Banana Dreams Loose Powder. This is basically a dupe for the Ben Nye banana powder, or any banana powder that is out there on the market right now. This retails for £2.99, and I got mine from Extras. So I'm going to be using my Real Techniques contour brush, I think it is. So Real Techniques contour brush. I think that's what it's called anyway. You get this in the Core Collection kit. And what I do is that I swirl it in there, tap off any excess because you don't want crazy powdery underneath your eyes. And what I do is, instead of swiping it, I actually dab it in to really lock that concealer in to make sure that it lasts all day. So as you can see, I am locking it in. You don't want to swipe just because you'll be like moving product around. You just want to dab. And because this is like a translucent powder, it doesn't really give you any coverage, so you're not going to look cakey or anything like that. With this powder, I don't find that it creases, but I don't exactly have a problem with creasing. I'm just going to be dabbing it again. Dabbing it. I'm going to be swirling the brush. And doing the same on the other eye. I also like to use this powder on my forehead and on my chin where I put that Revlon concealer, just because I like those areas to be a little bit more brighter. After using my Banana Dreams powder, I like to go in with my Hello Flawless powder from Benefit, and as you guys know, this is my favourite pressed powder ever. I absolutely love this powder, and I'm going to be using another brush from the Jessup line, and you can get this from, I got mine from eBay actually. And the thing I like about this powder is that it is actually quite good coverage as well. So if you do like super full coverage or you have a lot to cover up, this powder really helps with that. And it brings back colour into my skin tone, because I do find, even though the Banana Dreams powder, it's not supposed to give you like much colour, it still kind of makes me look a bit like dead, whereas with this powder it just gives me back that warmth and that, you know, a bit more colour into my skin tone. And then just to bring back more colour into my skin tone, I'm going to be using the Sleek Contour Kit in the colour Dark. And I'm just going to use this to contour. This gives me just a little bit more dimension to my skin tone. And so that I do find that I do look very bright and a bit too light. So I use the contour just to darken, bronze myself. I don't know, contour myself. I'm not sure what the right word is, but I don't want to be so bright, basically. And I'm going in with another one of those Jessup brushes, and this is just like a big tapered brush. So I don't use too much of this, because if you use too much, then you start looking grey, and nobody wants to look grey because that's scary. I just use a little bit just to bring back that colour.